I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn
Fala pessoal,
Mountains.
sejam bem-vindos ao meu canal. Eu sou o John e hoje
Led by
vamos
Butch
contar nossa
Cassidy,
aventura em
they were a loose
Juarez.
association of
Então,
outlaws who
vamos lá.
robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer.
Deixa eu ver.
I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right.
Cadê?
They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop.
Eles param de ir pra festinha.
Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Ei. Será que esse rifle é melhor, hein?
I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
Peraí.
What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Ah, pra mim tinha outra. Rapaz, deixa eu ir ali dar uma olhada. Vamos ver. Será que esse bicho aqui morre?
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall.
Oi.
I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
Aproveitar que eu tô aqui.
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Vou ficar com essa mesmo. Eita! Isso aqui.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Ô vacilo.
Had enough?
Pronto.
At times, it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
vou tentar pra ver. Ai, como foi rápido. Resolvido. Mas também não sobrou Ele não sobrou nada, mas sobrou algumas coisas.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You mean
hand.
like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Eita.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that?
Ai, dormi.
Retreat! Retreat! He's killing everybody! Hit him! He'll kill us all! Run!
Tem mais, tem mais, tem mais.
My guess is those time novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they? Only a few stragglers were left, and I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
Eita. Ah, nossa, que coisa tem aqui, hein? Demorou um pouco pra voltar. Pronto, tem que ver.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nosed Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang.
E
Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay.
Não
Though
gosto
some
muito
folks might
disso.
dispute that.
Aí,
On that very
consegui.
same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
Pelo menos de primeira.
They ended up living down there for I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
That Kid Curry's kind of crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
If we don't kill him, it'll kill us.
Ah, nossa.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down.
Aproximou o ponto. Ah, não. E eu pensei que não tinha bugagem aqui na frente.
ain't nice.
We're under fire!
Rapaz.
He's crazy as a guy in the roof of a rocket ship. Somebody really pissed this son of a bitch off. This asshole has a death wish.
Valeu ter ficado aí. Cadê o outro?
Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
Aqui, bem aqui no projeto lá em cima. Eu já resolvi.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific. The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports. Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the wild bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children,
Esse é ruim.
though some say it was only 5. Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me.
Certo que ela pode descer, mas não assim que eu fiz.
The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those
Como
bastards.
tirar isso aí?
And I made it a point to remove any dynamite that I came across. A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Ficou dando certo.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Eita.
What the hell?
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off.
Pronto, pelo menos não vai interromper essas coisas.
It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one. Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way
Me
from
ajudando
there.
aqui. Vocês podem aqui embaixo, não, né? Putz, ali também tem que tá por aqui. Eita!
That's it for you.
Tá ali. Mais uma vez. Vamos. Lá em cima. Mais uma aqui.
Guess we just want to die.
Vamos pegar munição aqui, alguém me ajuda a matar.
So, what happened then?
Had to remove
Eita,
more of that
quase.
damn dynamite.
It must have been terrifying trying to make your way
Eu
across.
tô gostando disso aqui,
I
tá
was
me
sweating it a
ajudando.
bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
Vamos ver. Eu ia pular sem onda.
Think I winged it.
Eita! Não acredito não. Calma, pessoal, chega a ver de vocês. Mas tem mais, tem mais.
So that was all the dynamite?
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually, there was a
Mas
fourth
parece
charge
azul,
impeding my progress. Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
Ah, filho da...
Why don't somebody shoot him? This asshole has a death.
Pronto, e eu pensei que eu ia morrer ali.
I'm putting you down.
Sai da toca.
Time is
So I proceeded onward and realized that that way just wasn't going to work.
Just
I
fix
needed
aqui.
an alternate path forward.
Cuidando aqui, se não tiver um cara aqui, explodir isso aqui eu já era. Opa, deixa eu... Isso aqui é o quê? Deixa eu ver se é certeza ir pra cá mesmo. Pronto, agora é só seguir. A
Luckily, I
ponta tá
found a cave,
salva.
and as I made my way back to the
Ponta
bridge,
tudo
I
de
saw
boa,
something that
então.
concerned me.
Um atrás dos outros.
It was a long burning fuse, and it was
Eita.
moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
Pegou. Ah, dane-se. Ah,
I hope you understand how badly my adventure might have ended had I not been as careful as hell.
cara, eu tô vacilando.
The burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but no. Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer.
Sobe rápido.
I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment.
Eu tô correndo, né? Se eu consigo.
Whew.
Pronto.
Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you
Tem
folks
isso aqui
here
pra ninguém
today.
usar.
Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion.
Eu que me sinto de boa aí, me ajudando.
But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
Com calma aqui pra não vacilar igual eu tô fazendo.
Kill that SOB! Make him bleed!
Send him to perdition!
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found
Deixa
me.
esse pulão também assim bem rápido.
Bloodier than a damn fruitcake! Hold on.
Ih, rapaz.
He's crazy! Kid Curry asked me!
Kill that cocksucker!
Mas os carinhas estão irritados, viu? Não fiz nada.
Get around it!
Deixa eu tentar avançar.
Kill that!
Tem lá em cima.
Just when I
Parece uma
thought things
carregar
couldn't get
uma
worse,
bala.
Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Aí ferrou. Pra esquerda. Aí ferrou um do lado do outro aí.
Shit! I gotta reload?
É, como é que eu vou fazer? Não, Kid, tenha calma. A gente vai se resolver ainda.
Hold it off while I reload!
Luckily, I had located some dynamite.
Think you'll ever
I
make?
still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Are you kidding me? Do you know who I am?
Eita.
It's not fair!
Vacilei.
Do you know who I am? Damn! Stand up! It's not fair!
Vai ser assim, pronto.
Are you kidding me? God damn it, I need some help here! Come on, boys! Take this sumbitch out!
Eu vou ter que
Show
voltar
yourself, you
pra pegar
coward!
mais.
You can't beat me! Come on, come on, come on!
Come on, come on, come on. Esse trouxe o Camon aí.
Shit! Come out, you yellow bastard!
Aproveitar.
Like this cocksucker. Move it, boys.
Ih, calma aqui.
You can't hide forever. Time for you to
Ah, agora eu fiz. Né? É, eu consegui, ainda bem.
get out of here, you coward. You can't beat me.
Agora respawnou, né?
Hold him off while I reload.
Joga isso não vai dar merda.
It's not fair. Show yourself, you coward. This is the last mistake you'll ever make.
Eita,
Stupid contraption.
tá ficando chato tentar derrubar esse bichão aqui, ó.
Damn. Gonna cut you a new one. Gonna cut you a new Give me a hand here, goddammit.
God!
Do you know who I am? Are you kidding me?
Rapaz,
Get out of here. Stand still so I can kill you. Lay down and die. Am I out of bullets already? Shit! You can't beat me. It's not fair.
vamos ver isso.
Eventually, I brought
Quero
that
ver.
tone down. And that's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop
Não, não,
pussyfooting around and deal with me personally.
Ah, não, velho. Vou controlar essa mirazinha aqui. Oxi!
As fast as he was, I was just a bit faster.
Deixa eu ver se vai dar empate.
And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Pronto. Foi de vez.
Those were his last words.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kinda glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Ah, nothing great about that.
and from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday.
Esse Jesse James é só
I confronted them as they were robbing a train. Bullets were flying at me from every which way. But I knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was gonna find this gem.
Mais um. Eita, isso aqui é um... Hoje tá bom, viu, pra mim. Assim.
Now you're really pissing me off.
É que blindado aí.
Ready for a belly full of buckshot? Now you're in.
Pronto. Quero ver.
You can't fight James, gang.
Now wait a second. Now, how'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this. They hopped a freight train having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train. The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I reached
The James
that...
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell?
Deu outro. Opa! Onde é que está? Não posso vacilar de novo, não.
This asshole don't know who he's up against.
Não tem ninguém aqui. Ei, deixa eu só... Ah... Não conseguiu. granadeiro. Bora, meu filho.
Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Right through there. Let me show you. I never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
I don't know, Jack. I think I believe him. You don't think he met Jesse James?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack.
I mean, you gotta be 2 bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
But
ball.
you seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Everybody's always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember.
I bet you are.
Calma e cuidado, já tá quase.
Get me, you got the guts!
Não vê aqui nada. Quebraço.
It was definitely safer on the inside of the train.
Ah, tá. Não consegui, eu tentei não consegui. Mas vale deixar aqui em cima.
I came across a flat car piled high with logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward. I wondered if I was ever going to find the front of that train, or the bastard I was after. Jesse hired a damn army after Northfield. Guess he didn't want to be outgunned like that ever again. Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Well, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Guess I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Não, quer ver? Vamos tentar. Oi.
Damn, this takes a while. Look out! Had enough? Putting you down. Shit!
Aí. Ousado.
James, gang!
Tivesse seguido, não, porque que ferro. Baixo. Eu tô de ter que ir.
I was looking for Jim and shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way. And that included Jesse James himself.
Só por garantia pra não sei. É.
There sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
Eita! Acho que eu não fui direto. Vamos ver se vem pro caminho. Pelo menos esse. Aqueles dois aqui. será que eu posso usar isso?
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train.
Eita. Me abaixei ainda. Vamos abaixando.
I could see Jesse waiting for me, fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that money.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you.
Eu não gosto muito de ser duro não, mas...
Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle. After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch, Jim. I followed those bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe. A perfect place to hide out from the authorities. In fact, before I could find them, some Indians who fled the res and were hiding out from the military found me first. They probably thought I was a cavalry scout and didn't want me telling the military where they were.
Os vacilos, velho. Calma que ainda tem mais. Ai, agora ferrou, viu? Esse cara conhece mais forte do que eu, então tem desvantagem aqui.
Hey, how about another whiskey, Ben? Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul.
Piorou.
Now, where was I? Indians, right. I had more than my share of run-ins with the Red Man. Like that time... Did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir. You did.
Ah, of course I did. In fact, I could still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again.
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again. and kill many more men.
Arrebata tudo canto agora. Eita, um ganho aqui, eu não vi não.
And the darkness will grow until it consumes everything you are.
So, did you ever find him?
Who?
The man you were after.
Let me ask you something, Ben. You ever think about death?
Agora pelo menos da pistola que foi concluído. O próximo talvez
Mr.
seja esse, né?
Graves, are you all
Tem
right?
mais alguns pontos.
Oh, death. Oh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year? What is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death, someone would pray. Could you wait to call me another day? Oh, death. Oh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year?
So, are you gonna answer the question?
What question is that?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find him?
Que bug é esse, rapaz?
Oh, death, won't you spare me over till another year?
So, are you gonna answer the question?
What question is that?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find him?
Reed was indeed that son of a bitch's surname. That's right, Ben. A despicable character. I remember him laughing like a hyena that cold morning they lynched me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing. I finally did track those outlaws down. They had long rifles with scopes and were well positioned to pick off any poor soul who came anywhere close.
Cara, esse bichinho, a arma dele é forte, viu? 2 tiros já era.
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the man, as I thought Jesse was dead then as well. He backed off as I closed in on him, but he was still intent on killing me. And when I closed in on him again, he backed off again, looking for a better angle.
Ele tá bem ali e eu moscando. Eu chego aqui ainda.
Hell, I can't fault Frank for wanting his revenge, as I was there for the same damn reason myself. At this point, I'm guessing you think Silas Graves is a worse murderer than Jim Reed ever was.
No, sir.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers,
Ai, que é o melhor
fathers,
jeito.
sons.
I think you were just looking for justice, sir.
Pra prisão
Is
que eu
that what I was
tenho
looking
aí.
for, Dwight?
Ele é ruim.
Is that what it was? Justice?
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
The James gang. Right. I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have me dead.
Sai daí. Vamos trocar aqui normal aqui, ó.
And that son of a bitch! Take him out! He's just one man! Put him down! I want that bastard dead!
Eita, volta e gira. Podia ser uma dessas capangas. Pilantra. É uma damite. Uma dinamite. Granada de fragmentação. Ih, tô errando.
You ready for a belly full of buckshot?
Pronto. É bom que não tem duelo.
That old shack? Well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
With Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
Ah, bom.
I'm done with this damnable outlaw life! Kill me, don't kill me, do what you will! At this point, I just don't give a shit!
I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else.
You want Reed? Have at him! I never did like that bastard! I am done here!
We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down the hill.
Mas tem certeza que ele não vai atacar a gente? Que a gente, assim que virar de costa um pouquinho. Você está dizendo, né? Então vamos seguir. Atrás do cara lá.
So, what happened with Reed?
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave. First, I had to dispatch the lookouts.
Você quer ficar no lugar do seu amigo? Beleza. E você?
As I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge again.
Podia ser.
But rather than wander in willy-nilly,
Mas
I
igual o carinha
decided
ali,
it
eu
would be
disse,
better to
deixa
smoke
eu
that son of a
passar.
bitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so
Você escreveu de um
ornery.
jeito difícil,
Can't be
beleza.
easy being married to Belle Starr. While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she was to me.
Son of a bitch!
It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Why won't this asshole give up? Would someone
Cadê
please kill
você?
him?
Quanto mais mata, mais aparece. Ai, você me quebra,
Don't
velho.
let him through! Aim if you're gonna fire! You better hide!
Parecia que seja os últimos.
I ain't afraid of you!
Pode ser que eu falecido demais.
Hey, boy!
Eventually, it was just me and Reed. I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he did to my brothers.
Foi mal, pessoal, é porque tô ajeitando as coisas aqui em casa e, né, e minha mãe foi fazer, pediu o livro de oração dela pra ir fazer, então vamos seguir aqui. Não acredito não. Pronto.
And repay him I did. Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame he never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him. Six months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying. 40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
Eita, que isso, cara? Chegando pelas costas assim.
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others.
Do nada esses.
For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I'd been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades.
Eu não vi a escada, mano. Os dois aqui são melhores. Ah, aqui eu tava.
Town was falling apart, just like me.
Eu deixei por aqui, tá mais fácil. Mas tudo bem. Agora se escondeu num lugar desse, velho. Aí ele. Ver se não tem mais aqui ao
But I
redor.
wasn't about to call
Vou
it
dar uma
quits.
vez.
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew
Não
I
me
was
faz
there.
entrar aqui pra.
They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was onto them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Who the hell is that old man?
Do nada brota.
That old fart ain't right in the head. Bury that old asshole.
Cadê esse bicho que tá a granada?
But you obviously prevailed since you're sitting here telling us the tale.
Naturally, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack. Because when I woke up,
From the dead?
there was silence all around me.
Cara, eu acho que isso tá fazendo de beijo aqui pro velho. Então ele tá enfrentando
I
o
can
inimigo do
swear
lado
to
volta.
God I saw Billy then.
Billy.
Peraí.
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here and there, and even over there.
So I am right. You are
Não, aqui
titsed
tá cheio
in
de
the head.
emboscada.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition. I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me.
Me ferrei. Tô tocando agora. Tudo loucão. Vou lutar até contra o fantasma agora.
And in the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him. Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun. But no ghost army was stopping
Tem
me.
cuidado, não aparecer do nada.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to
Já tô
dogs.
aqui.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Chegou o que faltava agora, o fantasma. Esse cara tá muito louco das ideias, velho.
Newman Hayes Clanton,
Já tá
William
sumindo,
Brocious,
velho.
John
Já-
Peters
já até
Ringo,
com
they all wanted
fantasma.
me dead. The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians
Eu
of the
tenho como
Garden of the
eu
Dead.
já aqui não, mas... Pera aí, viu? Só... O cara já apareceu bem aqui. Outra vez.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
Eita, o tanto.
Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Eita. Cabra mais fantasma. Aí me quebra.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead.
Esse maluco não tá batendo bem nas ideias não, velho. Rapidinho aqui.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
Mas
Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next.
ok. Eu tenho que ficar. Aí eu me ferro, vou escolher no canto, tá aparecendo nas minhas costas.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the
Tá
Dead.
difícil.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Thought?
Mas aí... Ah não, se não, todo lugar. Ah. Pelo menos me
Finally,
recupera
I saw
pouquinho.
Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
Like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was alive.
Eita, isso aqui tem os peitos de aço. Ai, ferrei.
Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
Oxi. Ferro.
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you. You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Eda's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
Agora o Ferro já não dou conta de um, imagina. Ele tá contra dois de uma vez.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh, man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
E aquela escolha difícil, velho. Cara, eu vou de redenção, eu acho.
Why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Wanted to suss you out, Bob. See what kind of man you turned out to be. Maybe prod you into drawing on me. See, all those years on your trail turned me into a killer. Can't even remember who I was before you tried to murder me. You, on the other hand, walk that very same path in exactly the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
You think your life is worth sparing, Bob? Boy, what's your name again?
It's Eisenhower, sir. Dwight Eisenhower.
What do you plan to do with your life, Dwight Eisenhower?
Tomorrow I'll be leaving for West Point, sir.
So, you want to be a soldier? Well, then do it right, son. Don't tear down the world out of anger and spite like I did. You build it up. You do something decent with your life, you hear me?
Sir? Yes, sir.
I won't have it said I left you with nothing, Bob.
É isso, pessoal. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Até o próximo. Valeu!